Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Hollywood Sucks. This is a response to One Race Movies. Yeah. Thanks for responding to my comment. Yeah, my whole complaint about the Resident Evil series is not really because when I said it was corny, what I really meant to say was is that Mila Jovovich, the star, she's just a terrible actress. I don't really like anything that she's in. Like the only thing that she's really known for really is a movie that came out in the 90s, The Fifth Element, and a lot of people like that movie, but she really wasn't that good in it anyway. But that's the reason why I don't like the Resident Evil movies, because she's just boring. I haven't seen all the Resident Evil movies. I've seen the first three, and I think I saw Afterlife like last year because my mother had rented it, and I looked at it and I just got bored. And I hear a lot of and it just wasn't interesting. It had a lot of action, but it just wasn't interesting at all. Like, she's just a one note actress. She's the reason why I didn't want to go see the Hellboy movie, because first of all, the Hellboy movie looked cheap anyway. But when I found out that she was the actual villain of the movie, I said, this is probably going to be a B movie. It looks terrible, and I knew it was going to flop because it didn't have any of the original characters from the other Hellboy movies. And that it was rated R. I knew the fact it was rated R was kind of interesting, but when I found out she was the villain, I said, this is probably going to be like Resident Evil, another corny ass movie. And yeah, that's my whole thing about that. You talked about oh yeah, I would talk to you. You talked about the Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, I thought that was the original version that you had. Yeah, but I have both versions. I have this Zack Snyder version and the George Romero version. I actually like them both because I like the premise of the original story, that they're all stuck in the mall. And yeah, so I like the idea of them being stuck in there. But I really don't care much whether zombies are fast, because if I mean, the original Dawn of the Dead wasn't that scary, but it was an interesting idea to just have them trapped in the mall, and then like they're just staying there lingering and waiting to die. But the Zack Snyder version was the same thing, only that the zombies were faster. I thought the action was better in the remake. The action's way better, but the goriness, the violence, both of them are really good. The effects for the original version are pretty good for like back in the 1970s. Um, yeah. What else were we talking about? Oh yeah, you said Deep Blue Sea was good. Yeah, Event Horizon, I agree. That's a really great movie. That's a good space horror movie. But to me, the best horror movie that you had on there that you talked about was The Thing. That's, to me, that's like the best horror movie of all time. So it's like I can't. There's no deny. That's probably the last movie I've ever. Because horror movies don't really scare me. I don't really watch a lot of modern horror movies because a lot of them are dumb. They're stupid, and it's like it's not a lot of suspense. I kind of get bored. But The Thing is probably the last movie that I ever saw that I was really scared. And I saw it a long time ago. I still have it on. I have it on DVD. But yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, you can't really get better than that as far as like suspense and horror. The way the movie is. I think the closest movie that's probably just as good as The Thing is probably, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you talked about Halloween, the original Halloween. Yeah, the original Halloween is done by the same guy, John Carpenter. I mean, it's not really. I mean, when I first saw it on cable, it was scary, but now it's like it's not as scary. But then again, I'm tired of the Halloween movies because the Halloween movies are just. It's like with the last one with Jamie Lee Curtis. I didn't even bother to watch it. I mean, when I saw the trailer, I was like, here we go again, and I'm like, H2O was okay, but I really don't care for Halloween anymore. I'm tired of Michael Myers. You know, you talked about oh yeah, you talked about Friday, not Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger. Yeah, I haven't seen the Freddy movies in years. I don't know. I mean, I remember the original movie. I didn't really catch it when the remake came out. I read on the internet a lot of bad things about it, but I didn't care. I like Robert Englund as Freddy because he was always funny. He was entertaining. But the original movie did, to me, is more scarier than the other ones. The other ones, he was kind of like playing it for laughs. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you talked about a lot of other movies I never seen before, like Hostel and what was the other movie you had? The Mist. I don't care for Stephen King. I don't care. The only Stephen King movie that I actually liked, and this is a movie that you didn't like, you said sucked, was The Shining. Now, you said the movie it just dragged on for long and long. Yeah, it does. But the whole point of the movie was that it was supposed to be exhausting because they're in the hotel for a whole year. And like the whole idea is that, Jack Nicholson, he's going crazy. That's why he's acting the way he's acting, because the house is basically taking him over. So it's like it's a pretty long movie, but it leads to him going completely insane, and that's what I liked about it. I just like, because that movie's not really a horror movie like Event Horizon or The Thing. It's more like a psychological thriller. It's like what would happen if somebody just got stuck in a house in the snow for a long, long time? They'll just go nuts. And like, there's a lot of good images. It's not really a horror movie like blood and guts. It's more of a psychological movie. It's meant to play with your mind. But yeah, you had some other movies on here. Let me see what other movie you had. Yeah, the Child's Play. Yeah, you had Child's Play 1 and 2 on there. Yeah, those are pretty good movies. But another good movie I think is Fright Night. The guy who directed the first Child's Play movie directed Fright Night. You should go see that movie. It's not really a scary movie, but it's like a cool vampire movie. It's an 80s movie, but I thought it was pretty good. It's funny. It's got a little bit of horror in it. I mean, I just think it's a good movie. That's just my opinion. I don't know if you've ever seen it. They did a remake for it. I didn't watch it. It looks stupid, but the original movie is to me it's pretty good. And yeah, Child's Play 1 and 2, they're pretty, I like those, but the remake, I don't know. I just went and I saw Shaft last night, and they showed the preview for Child's Play, and it just looked stupid, and I'm not even gonna waste my time. Yeah, the Saw movies, I'm not a big fan of the Saw films. I saw the first Saw movie when it came out. It was interesting. Then they did part 2. All I remember about part 2 was the part where the girl fell in the pit with the needles, and that's all I remember. And that's all I really remember about that movie. But I don't keep up with the guy, whatever his name is in the movie, the white guy, old white guy. I don't know. He's supposed to be the villain, but I don't keep up with that. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that. Let me see what else. Yeah, what else? Yeah, you had the Scream movie, the first Scream movie. I actually like the whole trilogy. I didn't see the fourth one. I don't care much for the fourth one. It's on Netflix right now. I don't want to see it because I was pretty much done with Scream when I saw the third one in theaters. After that, I pretty much was done with the whole trilogy. But when they came out 10 years later with another one, I was like, nope, I'm not watching it. I don't care. It's on Netflix now. I have no interest in watching it. I might watch it if I get bored, but no, it just looks stupid. And yeah, what was another movie? I think you talked about what's that movie with Deadpool? Yeah, Life, the one where they're in space. I didn't like that movie that much. It wasn't really scary. It wasn't better than Event Horizon at all. Not even close. It definitely wasn't better than The Thing. It was interesting how that little thing was just running around, but the only thing, like you said, was good was the ending when he landed on the ocean. That was about it. But I don't care much for that movie. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, there were some of the movies you had that I never heard of. I heard of Hostel. Yeah, like I said, I heard of Hostel, The Mist. I heard it, but I never saw the movies. I might have to check them out. But like I said, I don't really watch horror movies that much. I have certain horror movies, but the ones I watch are usually like psychological thrillers. They have to have basically the movie have to have some type of intelligence in it. It's like if it don't, that's why I like the alien movies, because the alien movies they're not stupid. I mean, Alien Resurrection was okay, but overall, I like the Alien movies because you had the whole Alien franchise, the series in your collection. Yeah, Aliens is one of the best movies ever. Period. Actually, the first two, Alien and Aliens, but I really like the whole Alien 3. I have my whole reasons for why I like Alien 3. A lot of people don't like that movie, but the only reason I like Alien 3 is because basically it concludes the second one, because basically after part 2, what is she gonna do? Live happy ever after? No, she's eventually gonna die anyway. So it's like that's why the only reason why I like that movie, because she basically sacrificed her life at the end, and that made sense to me. Like, even back when I saw it, it just made sense. Yeah, so that's pretty much my response to your video. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I can probably mention some other horror movies, but that's pretty much all I gotta say. All right, man. Later.